Welcome to How to Do Bahlkum and Chackum for Kummooyeh. I'm Chris Rockhold at Rockhold Karate. Today I'm going to do a mechanical walkthrough of Bahlkum and Chackum 1. The very first drawing of the sword and sheathing it back into the scabbard. So let's get started, jump right in. We'll do this at normal speed. I'm going to draw and go into try and say and come back and put the sword away and bow. So let's break this down. Things to note, lots of them. So drawing is usually easier than putting the sword away, but we're going to break it down on all of this part. So as you can see, I'm holding the sword, and I'm going to turn that where you can see. My thumb is not over the scabbard. And the reason is, if something goes wrong, my thumb can go safely to the side, out of harm's way. Now this is a training sword, so it's not sharp, but if you were using a live blade and your thumb's in the wrong position, you now have a problem and bills to pay for medical expenses. Not going to be fun. So, things to keep in mind. Off to the side. The reason we have the thumb here is to help push the sword out of the scabbard or lock it back down. So that is its function. Now, when we draw the sword, I'm going to come in this way, underneath. I'm going to grip over. I'm going to come in down here. And now I want to make sure also to note there is space between the guard and my hand. Okay, I don't want to choke up on the sword. There's so many problems with that. I'm not even get started on that. But here is where you want to be. So as I draw the sword out, there's going to be a lot of mechanical issues that won't get in the way. So upon doing that, I'm going to be here, I'm going to step out, so that turns my hip, and I pull the scabbard back as well, and then I'll rotate the sword forward in front of me, and my left hand comes in to grip the bottom of the handle. So to put away, we're going to do kind of the reverse. I'm going to bring my hand back onto the scabbard, and just to make sure, you're going to wrap around. Now you don't want to be on top, because you can pinch the skin or cut it, depending on how it goes. But I want to be on the side. So as I wrap, the sword has a little guide. One thing you want to make sure not to do is don't stick the index finger out. That could go wrong really badly, especially if you're using a live blade. Don't do it. Make sure the finger's out of the way. So as I'm coming back, I'm going to open my hip again, so I'm going to pull my hip away, bring the scabbard up, so I have this T position, and then the sword will come down to the end. You'll feel the tip drop into the scabbard. I'm going to tilt the scabbard forward towards the sword. This is out in front of me, no higher than my shoulder. I'm going to bring the scabbard up and bring the sword back and bring my foot back. The thumb will stop at the guard and lock it down. From there, my feet are together and I bow. So again, we'll go through this. Coming here, I have space, unlock, draw, try and say. So I step forward and then bring it back. Make sure your hand's on the scabbard correctly. You see it drops in the scabbard and I tilt forward, bring it up, bring the sword back and lock and step back. So again, the hip is the key to this, especially if you have shorter arms or shorter in stature, and the sword is how you work around it. So I'm going to be here. Let's go this angle. So I'm going to go here. I will step forward. That's going to move my hip into position, so that will help. As I unlock, you see how my foot position opens my hip, and then I rotate the hip forward and grab. So now I'm facing, everything's facing this way. As I put the sword away, I'll grab the scabbard and bring the sword straight back. Again, opening my hip, make that T shape, come back as it falls in, tilt forward, and bring the scabbard up, bring it back, lock it down. My foot came back, and bow. So there you have it. Draw and put away, or draw and sheath. Depends on how you want to phrase that. Really doesn't matter. The main thing is doing it safely and correctly without injury. So as I draw, I'll unlock the sword, step forward. See my hip rotates out. So then the scabbard's away. And I pulled it back down a little bit as I do that. And everything shifts forward. So as I rotate the sword, I grab my grip. And again, the sword grip is not choking the sword, okay? So I'm here, come around this way. As you can see on the wrapping, finer details here. Let's fix that. I can put my finger on that wrap part. Okay, there's a groove, the way they wrap it, right there. So it's a natural position, and I have room. Okay. Again, my grip, everything is behind the sword. I'm not going to be gripping with my thumbs out. That's a very bad positioning. Not good for your hands, or your wrists, or your fingers. And you won't have control of the sword, which is really the most important part. You're handling a weapon, you want to have good control of the weapon. So I'm here, I'm going to draw back, and slide it in. Nice and smooth. Again, you want to get to the point where you're not looking at the scabbard. It's hard. The urge to look down is there. As long as your hand is in the right position, right, as I come back and grab the scabbard, I'm making sure it's in the right spot. So it's just practice. Work on that, get it down. And you're going by feel anyway. So I'm here, I feel the blade on the side of my finger, and then I slide in, and there we go. But it's in a position to where it won't get hurt. So there you have it. Bahlkum and Chackum #1, how to draw and sheath the sword. Till the next video, keep sharpening your mind, your body, and your character. Take it easy.